What is up, everyone? All Barcelona fans and football fans. I am finally back here after a bit of like more than a month. Or I'm finally back with a roundup video, and I'm very sorry I haven't been able to do many videos. Plenty has happened, of course. We have won the league, of course. We have won the domestic treble, and there's been a lot of rumors here and there about transfers and other things like that. Of course, there's been a tough thing, but now I'm here again, and I'm gonna do a roundup a bit and talk about all the latest stuff surrounding Barcelona and everything that's been going on. And there's some interesting stuff for sure. But let's first talk about the main thing. Of course, it's us winning the league. That was a huge thing for us, 100%. It's been uh, a rough season, but it's been a fun season, but also at times also a very interesting and demanding season as well. And I think we deserve this league title 100% for the hard work we have put in and the good performance that we've had throughout the whole thing. It's been absolutely incredible. A great start of the season. We were dominating back in early stages, back September to somewhere October, like August, like late August to September, and into October. But then we started to have the middle of the season starting to dip down a little bit. For the middle of the season, we had a bad period there of a few bad performances, some losses, of course, in the league. It was a bit tough, and we were losing the grip on the league. We were like losing points, and Real Madrid were climbing up, and that loss against Atletico Madrid, the last game of 2024, that was a really tough blow for us. That was one of those games that were really like we were feeling after that oh, we're really letting this slip. We're gonna let this slip, and it's not gonna really go our way potentially. But we all kind of still believed in the team because we have seen how good they can play, and I've seen the mentality that Flick has really brought into these players, and that's what really brought us back. Coming into January and then going forward, we stepped it up again. We stepped it up and we performed incredibly well. Chesney getting to start more than was great in goal. Of course, that win in the Super Cup, that was also one of the big turning points. That game against Real Madrid in the final, how we won that with 5-2, and then to that in the league, and both in the league and the Champions League, we're performing incredibly well, making comebacks and crazy stuff, scoring goals everywhere. Rafinha, Lamine, and Leva were all just scoring incredible goals, and the other players were performing incredibly well. Pedri was running down midfield along with Frenkie de Jong. Of course, in the back, Kobarsi and Nico Martinez were holding strong as force as well, and Kunde and Balde were doing great on the wings. It was a whole team performance, and with Flick's tactics and everything, it worked really well. And a few other players as well to mention: Gavi, Olmo, Fermin Lopez. Every player worked out really well, and even those eventually that we thought were weaker points, at least even they had a few times where they really stepped up and shone throughout the season. Like Gerard Martin, for example, towards the end of the season, he did step up in the end in a few games, and he did do fairly well. Of course, he was very hard, in the Champions League game against Inter and all that. It's just, what can you do? But other than that, like, he still stepped up. He did tried his best there too, and in some of the league games, in the Classical, when while Balde was out with the injury, like, it was really good. And on the other side as well, Kunde out, I think we had a little bit. But Eric Garcia still also stepped up on that side, playing as a right back. And also Hector Fort in a few moments too. It was every player fit in, even though they didn't play always. Some of those they didn't always regularly play. They all still stepped up. They all worked so well, no matter who took that position. And that was all thanks to Flick's ideologies, his the way he's implemented the mentality and good work into that. That's the reason, So it was an incredible, wonderful feeling beating Real Madrid once again in a Clasico in the league Clasico at home, in the final Clasico at the Montjuic, and that really felt so good because then we're feeling okay. We have gotten this through. Now we just need one more win, and we'll get it done. And we did against Espanyol. We went there, we got the job done, just like last time around when we beat them to win when Charlie was the coach. The score wasn't exactly the same. This time it was like 2-0. But that's still a wonderful result, a clean sheet, a good, solid performance there. And we get that done and we celebrate the league title in a great way. Lamine Yamal and Fermin Lopez getting to score those one of them again, two absolutely beautiful goals. And then after that, the last few games were just a breeze to get by. It just we lost against Villarreal, but that was whatever. A slight slip up. Last game of the season in the last game ever at the Montjuic, like for us. Last game of the season at home. Wasn't the game at home we wanted really, but we still celebrated our title there afterwards, and it was a good thing. And a few days later we had that parade, and then the last game, of course, against Athletic Bilbao, we ran over them, pretty much and won 3-0. So it was a good end of the season. Three trophies in the bag, the Super Cup, the Copa del Rey, and the league. And what makes it even more better is, of course, that we won those titles right in front of the noses of Real Madrid, humiliating them in all competitions, pretty much, beating them and taking it from them. 2 finals, and of course the 2 Clásicos in the league. That was brilliant. Couldn't have asked for a better thing. It's just the only thing that would have been making this season better, of course, obviously would have been if we got to the Champions League final, because that Champions League final, it's unfair. It's unfair because that Champions League final that inspired afterwards was terrible. Absolutely one of the worst Champions League finals I've ever seen. PSG ran over Inter. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. It's just terrible. And what can you say? 5-0. Is that fun to watch? No, it's not. We should have been there. We would have made it so much more fun. But whatever. Congrats to Luis Enrique, And I'm happy for him. That's at least something. But a domestic treble, I'm super happy. We never would have expected that last summer. Not even that. I was thinking maybe we can challenge for a few things. A little bit more. Step up a little bit. But never did I expect us to win 3 titles and get to the semifinals of the Champions League. No. Totally past, great season in my opinion. For Flick's first season. With the limits that he had as well, with not enough squad depth and all that, with all the injuries and such. It was great. A very incredible season, and I give that season a high rating, 100%. A season to remember for sure. And that's why next season is gonna be even more stronger and better because we're gonna go full force for that Champions League this season. That's gonna be our main goal, and that's why we need reinforcements. And that's when we come into the the transfers of this summer. We have a few players that's gonna go, have to go. Some players coming back, and some signings we need to do. And it's been plenty of rumors here. And one of the main ones, let's just address the elephant in the room here. The whole situation right now with Ter Stegen. Yeah, we are trying to have Ter Stegen leave. So, because we're signing a new goalkeeper, Joan Garcia from Espanyol. Yeah, would have thought. But now he's a really good goalkeeper. He is actually the best goalkeeper this season in La Liga. And he's very solid. He's tall. And he is great at making saves and also great at corners, doing dealing stuff in corners, which is something we have had problem with this season. So I think he can be the right one for us, 100%. Him as the starter and Tech as the backup. And that's why we're trying now to see that both Ter Stegen and Jaki Peña are going to leave. But it's a tough. With Jaki Peña, it's pretty much guaranteed that he will. He will find some other club and he's going to go. I don't think he's gonna try to stay. But with Ter Stegen, it's a bit tougher. With him, there's a few problems because he's not as keen to be leaving. But I think he has to. But when we have pretty much set everything up and we had signed Garcia and I don't think Ter Stegen will want to be like third choice. That's not gonna be fun for him if he wants a spot to really start for Germany, especially next year, like in the World Cup next year. That's gonna be like he has to, if he wants a spot there, he has to really like seriously think, reevaluate, and think where he needs to go and where he needs to be to earn a spot there. And I don't think that's gonna be able to happen anymore at this club. So we'll see where he goes, but we are pretty much very close now to be signing Joan Garcia. It's almost done. We have agreed most of the things with the player. He has agreed to come. Just the final details left. It's gonna be a price tag of 25 million. Not that bad. That's his release clause. And it's gonna be fun seeing all the Espanol and people there just freaking out and be angry about that. They will not be happy, but what can you do? He wants to come to a club that has Champions League football, not trying to fight for relegation, He wants to play with someone serious. And he will be a big, massive boost for us, next season. Someone who can be relied on even more the back in goal, who can we feel safe with, we feel that the goal is secured most of the time. So that's gonna be great. That's gonna be very great to having him. So we're close with him. Almost. That deal is almost done, and that's gonna be very interesting to see then what happens with Ter Stegen. We'll see. But other than that, we're also going for a few other players, of course. There's been all these rumors about Luis Diaz, but I just don't feel like he will be good. Like, with that price tag, it's not good. Like, around 80 million or something, no. And Barcelona themselves were said now, we're not gonna go for him if it is that expensive. It's not gonna be possible. And even Liverpool had now potentially even come out and said that they are not willing to sell Diaz this summer. So that could be all done over that with that one. That's not gonna happen, which I wouldn't be too upset over because I just don't. I'm not feeling him. It's a good player, but I don't know. It's just not doesn't feel like there's so many other people focusing on, and it looks like we are as well. Because it's about a loan deal for Marcus Rashford, which is a very much better option. And there's also now recently come out a few things about Alamola Lukman, who's playing at Atalanta. He is been suggested by Flick himself actually as a potential signing there for the Wings. He's a good player. If you saw what he did, like last season or not season they just were, but the season before, when when they got to the Europa League final and beat Bayern Leverkusen there, he was one of the main stars there. He did incredibly well that season for Atalanta. And this season he's been doing fairly well, so I think he can be a very good option. He's not that expensive either, around 30 million maybe at most. So I think that if we can get him for that price, I think Lookman could definitely be one of those players that can help us out as well. I would not be mad about that signing. That's a very solid one as well. But then other than him, there's a few other small options here and there that's not really any strength to, that we have been looking at, but nothing more too much on that front of the right wingers at the moment. But which some other that we have also potentially going for, it's one of Deco's that he's been looking at is Grimaldo, actually, to be coming back to Barcelona. And he's our left back that we're looking at that could be good to be a proper backup or for Balde, or like a switch around for Balde, so we have more strength on that side, because we definitely do need that. Gerard Martin is not good enough. We have to have someone like that. Grimaldo could fit that description that we need. He could be a good player. He knows the club. He's played here before. He's a La Masia graduate. I think he can be very, very good. And right now, where is he playing at? Is he playing at Leverkusen? I think so. Either Leverkusen or Benfica or something like that. I don't remember the exact club he was at now, but at least we should, if we can get him for a fairly decent price as well, I think that will be a very good option for us. I think that could be something that will improve the squad very well, bringing him in. So that's another option for that position. Nothing on the right back slot yet. We'll see what happens there. There's been some things here and there, but nothing like concrete of anybody. But I hope we do sign somebody there as well, like a good backup for Kunde too. And then of course maybe someone in the midfield, and of course a striker. We'll see what happens with that. There's been still rumors here and there, but if we're gonna sign a striker this summer or not, or we're gonna wait until next summer. But I think some of the strikers that are available, if we don't get them now, it's gonna be tougher to search for somebody next summer. Lewandowski's staying for another season, but next summer it's time to look for somebody new, and it's gonna be much worse then than it is now, because we have been looking at like someone like Gyökeres potentially, or Alexander Isaac, and others like that. Like those two Swedish ones are really good, and there've been a couple others too here and there that could be, but those are the main ones that have been kind of rumored with. But like Gyökeres especially, I think would be very solid for us. But there's some rumors about other clubs wanting him, of course, as well. Like Arsenal are looking for him, potentially sign him. Manchester United too, and a few others like that. So it's not very sure if he's even gonna be available next summer if we wait, because he could be going this summer. He's very on the transfer market. You know, people want him after he had a very solid season, scoring plenty of goals for Sporting Lisbon. So I think that could be a viable option for us if we do end up with going for a new striker. But we'll see at that front. I'm not sure yet if that is even gonna happen or not. But hopefully we can get something done. But at least it's good to see that we are exploring plenty of options now. Even Deco has come out to see that we will be signing some players this summer. We have to focus first on getting down the renewals of the contracts of a few key players, and then after that, it said we will be signing around maybe around 4 players or so as well. So hopefully that will be happening. Hopefully keeps his word, because Flick definitely needs more reinforcements in the squad. We need more squad depth if we're gonna go full force for the Champions League next season. We do need, because we saw how it was one of the things that really brought us down this season. If we would have had Kunde or Balde in that Champions League game, yes, Inter, things would have been different. Or if we would have had some proper backups for them at least, right? If we had someone that can back him or come in and be equally or like be better or like at least equally as good as them or close as possible to really fill that role, things would have been easier potentially. So we do need a squad depth, and I hope that we can really get that done. I know last summer was a little bit tough with everything, but I think financial situation is much better this summer, despite what some people are spreading some misinformation about UEFA sanctions, some dumb breaching of rule or whatever. It's all that is bullshit. Don't believe anything like that. The Marca puts out. It's all propaganda stuff. No, we're in a good situation. I think we're gonna make some good signings this summer, and we're gonna strengthen the squad properly to go and compete very well next season, just like we did this season. Yes, Real Madrid have been signing a few too. They signed Huijsen, and they signed Alexander Arnold pretty much from Liverpool. Those are the ones they've gotten, and they're rumored to be looking for a few more. But those really don't seem to be. Once again, they really don't. If we can just really get a proper squad ourselves, like build together like solid squad depth, we can go against anybody, really. Because we have the talent, we have the tactics, we have the proper management. Of course, Real Madrid have a new manager now too. They have Xabi Alonso. But what I would say about him is that he's not super experienced in that sense with a big club. Yes, he did well with Bayer Leverkusen 2 seasons ago now. That's one season, winning the league and getting to the Europa League final. But that also is sometimes you get lucky as well. It's like this season though, this now season that just passed, he didn't do as well. It was plenty of hiccups here and there, and he looked a bit more shaky in his managerial role there at Leverkusen. There's a big difference between coaching, by Leverkusen in the Bundesliga and Real Madrid in the league, in La Liga. But we'll see how that goes for him. I don't know if he's gonna be super all going full force and really changing Real Madrid around at once, as some people are saying. I don't believe that. They may all perform a bit better, but I don't think it's gonna be a huge change. Especially now as still Flick knows what he's doing over at Barcelona. I think if we can get proper signings, I think still we will be the better team. I don't think it's gonna be the same way as last season. I don't think we're gonna win like cruise past them in the same amount of than that way, but I think we can definitely put up some proper performances against them in the Classicos again, depending how many we will see. But you know, there will at least be two in the league. So yeah, we'll see what happens, and we'll be back in the Camp Nou as well. By the way, um, that is really good. I'm very happy about that. We're finally gonna be back. Not full capacity, it's not, but still, it is something. It's much better than the Montjuic. 100%. I'm sorry. It's 100% better than at the Montjuic. The atmosphere is gonna be so much different. Like with the fans and everything, the feeling in every game, the Champions League nights and everything like that. It's gonna be so different, and it's gonna be great. And I hope potentially maybe I can go and watch a game or so. Maybe next season. I'm thinking about maybe doing it. We'll see. But yeah, it's exciting to be back at the Camp Nou again. That's gonna be fun. The first game we're gonna play there, I believe, is the Gumper Trophy, and we're playing against, I believe it was Como, right? The club Italy, I think it is that. Or Italy or France, I think it's Italy, right? That Cesc Fabregas is coaching, right? And where Roberto plays now as well. Sergio Roberto plays over there, and some other former Barca player too, I think. But that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be a fun thing to see. But yeah, I think that's gonna be the first one with the 25,000 capacity first, and then we'll see when the league starts how much it's gonna go up to. I think they've said we'll be up to at least 60,000 something, 65,000, something like that. And I think it will be fully finished sometime next year. So, but at least even then, even with just 65,000, it's still, the atmosphere is gonna be so much different. It's gonna be so much more fun during these games. Because the Montjuic was so far apart. It was just, it was not the same feeling. It wasn't that as good. So this is gonna be very much nicer to be back at the Spotify Camp Nou. There, it's gonna be great, very much great. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Overall, I think I've caught up on everything. Great performances this season, wonderful win. I even bought the shirt for the league. I don't have wearing enough, but I need to. I have it over there, but. uh, it's been a fun season. It was definitely an incredibly fun season. A lot of great moments, a lot of beautiful goals. Hopefully next season is gonna be even better. Now we're looking forward to a summer of interesting deals and transfers. Of course, we have now coming up in a week or two in the Club World Cup, which we're not part of. Stupidly, I just whatever. Right now, we're going on some. Nations League stuff like international breaks, and so the players of international teams. And of course, we have the Women's Euro coming up as well next month. So there's still plenty of football to watch, of course, before the league next season starts again. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a fun summer to see what happens and which signings we make. Hopefully, when the league starts, we'll be when the next season starts, we'll be fully ready. We'll be fully set to go with a proper squad, and things improved and changed in the right way for sure. Hopefully, we can see that, and if we do, I think we can go very well far into next season and 100% challenge big time this time around for the Champions League. That's the main goal, That's the main one we have to go for. I'll even sacrifice the league to even win that. I don't care. Like, I'll even accept not winning the league, or if we win the Champions League. If that's the only trophy we win, I'll even accept that. Of course, I want us to win every trophy, and I think we can. Well, but I'm just saying, like, if it comes down to it, uh, that's the one we have to put the most focus on. I think I would accept that, it's been way too long without it. It's gonna be 11 years next year without since we last won it. So I think we have to go full force for that one next season. We were so close to getting there this time around this season, but just wasn't meant to be for reasons. But next season, I think, judging by how well we did this season, I think we can go even farther next time. I think we can make it to the final. Just then see if we win it there or not. We'll see, but I think we can definitely manage to make it there, and it's gonna be fun because this different teams are improving in different ways. You know, different teams are making signings. Liverpool are making a few signings too. They have signed on Frimpong and other like people like that. They've been signing a few good players. City have been signing some. As I said, Real Madrid signed some, and other teams too. Chelsea gonna be in the Champions League this time around again because they made it to the Champions League spots. Tottenham too. They won the Europa League against United. That was a funny thing, and that was played on my birthday as well, on the 21st. That was a really fun thing to see. just like, yeah, United are in total shambles, and we'll see how they do this next season without any European football. Maybe they'll do well. I don't know. Maybe they can focus solely not ending up in the bottom, on the near bottom of the table. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens. It's gonna be very interesting. Different things in there, Villarreal are gonna be in the Champions League as well. It's gonna be fun. It's definitely be fun to see some of these teams in there and what the league phase is how that gonna look this time around. which people are gonna face. I still believe again that we're gonna end up in the top 8. I think we can handle that fairly well, but we'll see if we can get into the top 3 again or not. Hopefully, I think we can, but we'll see. Depending on how everything goes, to get easier or harder opponents. I don't know how much that really weighs because you saw what happened this season. How things went, even though we still got a shorter straw with starting away, starting at home 2 times in a row, and other things like it was weird. I don't know, but we'll see how this Champions League season also is gonna transpire. It can go either way, but we'll see. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. It's gone long enough for half an hour. That's, I think, is enough for this time. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like down below and also subscribe if you haven't done that already, and ring that notification bell to get notified next time a video comes up like this and more other match news. I think I'll be posting a few things as the summer goes on, updates about transfers and all that. I'll be posting videos as soon as new news comes out on any potential signing or someone leaving or anything else like that. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Visca Barca.